Let's give a look at the several sections. The sync is the most important page, and we already went through that. Then you have the input. What about the hardware input control? I told you already, we have a bunch of modules here, 2 modules out of 4. The first one is an ASCBU, input and output. The inputs are equipped with sample rate converter on a per channel base. So the LED will become green, solid green, if the incoming AES is synchronous with the current clock master. It would be flashing if the incoming AES would not be synchronous. So no worries, you can activate a single sample rate converter on each AES pair coming in if you bought the option with the sample rate converter. Because if you want to save some money, you are in a broadcast environment and you know for sure that all the AES must be synchronous by design, then you can save some money and go for the option without the sample rate converter. Never do that if you're a production company or rental company, because it's true the other way around. You have the guarantee that will always be asynchronous. So you always need a sample rate converter on the AES input.
So, could you get this with or without a sample rate converter?
For live, get it with, so that
Yeah, got it.
you have a variety of devices.
I don't know why you would sell it without one.
I agree with you, but we are German, remember. Now, I'm joking. There's a reason. When you really have a big amount of AES input in a broadcast environment, they are all gen locked by the same clock. There's no reason why they should be asynchronous. Therefore, when you pile up a lot of different modules, you can end up with significant amount of money. So it's worth to offer both options, and you decide.
Sorry, that's a feature of the actual slot card.
Yes. This is a hardware device. It's a different SKU that you have to order, so pay attention when you place the order, right? Okay, so here's the management of the hardware input. You see, here I can decide which is the level of my microphone preamplifier in terms of analog line level, analog preamplifier level. It's like moving the pot on your good old analog console, right? It's really moving the analog preamplifier. It's before the conversion. The same for the pad. If I'm padding the device, guess what? I will lose a lot of power, yeah? Okay, if I take off the pad, and you hear the release. It's a physical thing which is happening inside. So here's in the input, you have the control of the several input. The interesting thing, true for any MADI, Dante, whatever is a hardware input, no matter if it's analog, AES, MADI, network, you have the possibility to play with the analog level if you have a microphone preamplifier. But if you have a line level, it's a fixed. It's the same, it's the fixed level for the AES. What if I'm not happy with the digital gain which is coming in? You can click here or get to the trim, and you have for each input channel plus and minus 24 dB adjustment with a 0.1 increment. Which means that, let me open my Reaper and play some virtual thing. No, I don't want to do download. And yes, I'm still evaluating. I have too many computers, guys. I cannot buy all the Reaper stuff. Forgive me. You see that the Globcon Eye is telling you that I am receiving a bunch of channels via Dante. What a nice invention here, huh? Very little amount of real estate. So informative. So from Milan, Jennifer Lopez is not giving up. Keep talking and singing. And in here, in Toronto, I have the Dante feed which is providing me channels from channel number 3 up to 16. Nothing else, nowhere. So if I have to get there quickly, I double click there and I'm right there. So what if I'm not happy with this incoming signal from Dante? Usually on an incoming Dante signal, you don't have that much power. So it is what it is. But if you're not happy with that, they are a little bit too hot, just activate the digital trim and give up with 5.6 dB and you're happy. So from now on, in the internal big metrics of the Prodigy, that signal will be lowered because you decided to have digital trim on the input side. And if the guy is stupid enough to have screwed the face of one of the 2 channels, You can say, okay, stupid guy, and then I'm reversing the phase. Or maybe you do it on purpose to see if the sound engineer is clever or not, if it gets it, is a phase reverse or not. This is the typical classic test that you can do if you really see if the guy is sharp or not. If someone is not getting that one of the two sides of the PA is out of phase, well, then you have a problem. And the fact that it's out of phase is not your biggest problem. Okay, so it's clear that if you reverse one of the channel and if you have a trim, even if you stop trimming, Globcon reminds you very well that on those two channels you have a trim going on and a phase reverse going on from the visual point of view. That is true for network, MADI, Ravenna, ASEBU, whatever. So for every hardware input, you have individual digital trimming plus and minus 24 dB with 0.1 increment and phase reverse possibility. Let's bring that back to default. What if I want to bring a value to default? Keep Alt depressed on your keyboard, like in every DAW, and click on that, and it gets back to default value. All right, so then we jump to the output. On the output, those are the digital output level of the main speakers. What if for some reason one is higher than the other? So I don't like the idea to work in this direction, or better to the other way around example. So if this one is a little bit lower than the other, well, I'd rather prefer to fix the volume with the digital gain, because then I can do the other way around. So this is the opposite of the example I wanted to do. But now, you see now, let's say you are receiving that and it's not flat. So usually, wrong shortcut. I click, Alt click and bring to the default while I wanted to have the same level. So sorry. Maybe I the speakers, but this is part of, this is cost of the training course. Can happen. Can happen. Are we having insurance on the stupid trainer or no? So if we have a 10-point things, okay, so then I go back to the nominal value, then I have the same signal and I'm fine with that, and then I can get back to a normal level. If you multi-select things and you slowly, come up with the level, then you have the possibility. Remember, Globcon is telling you the peak meter value, and in the user's settings, preference, user settings, you can decide for how long you want to keep the peak hold information, 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, infinite. So that's a useful thing. So I'm fine with 2 seconds. Good. So in every digital thing, you have reference to the 0 dBFS. So now I'm having a peak of minus 42 or something like that.